everybody, it's Ronnie here, and so in today's video, as per requested by you guys on my Instagram, I will be showing you guys a glass painting tutorial. If you enjoy this video and want to see more content like it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and check out my other social media down in the description. And consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you won't miss the next time I upload a new video. Now, let's get into the video. Just a little disclaimer before we start the tutorial, I am not a professional. This is just something I've been doing for fun, and you guys have requested that I do, since this is a very popular thing. So, first of all, if you don't have the materials or the money to get the materials, it is fine. There are substitutes for everything. So, for glass, when I first started, I didn't have just solid glass, and I didn't have time to go get like a frame from Dollar Tree or anything like that, so I could use the glass. So I used broken glass I had at home and made these. And what I did, as you can see, it's not perfect, obviously, because I used just a thin paintbrush and black paint as my outline, which is something you can totally do. The second one I did were these in frames, and I just used a fine point black Sharpie, but you could always use a thicker Sharpie or any permanent black marker, and it worked pretty well. And for this one, I had used a Craft Smart black paint pen from Michaels. They're only like $4 and it comes in a pack of 2, so if you do have the time or the money to get it, I do recommend, because it has a lot better of a outline. It creates a nice dark outline that is less lumpy and also more visible. That's just my little comparison. And yeah, that is my disclaimer. So yes, back to the tutorial. So for this glass painting, of course you will need glass. I am using broken glass, but you can use Dollar Tree frames. They're only $1 and they come in a variety of sizes. And I will also be using a black paint pen like I discussed earlier. You can also use black paint for your outline or even a thin black Sharpie. So first you will need an outline of what you want. You need to reverse your image so it is flipped. And clean your glass. I'm using alcohol to clean my glass. And for your outline, you can trace it out like I did. You can always copy it off the computer, freehand it, or print it out. Then I will tape the glass to the paper so it doesn't move, and then start outlining my drawing with this paint pen and get in all the details I can except the shadows, because you don't want to trace the shadows unless it's traced on the photo you're copying or making. Now this is more of a time lapse of me tracing this out, so you can skip to the time on the screen to the next step of painting glass. Next, you are going to want to prepare your paints. So first I'm going in for the smaller details, like painting these symbols, which have a lot of detail, and their eyes. I am using paint that I got from Michaels called Artist Loft, but you can always use your own brand of paint. I'm using acrylic paint. Dollar Tree does carry paint, but again, I have not tested it yet, so I do not know if it is any good. If it is though, awesome, dollar paints. Next, I will be adding in the highlights. So a prime example of this are their capes. There are 3 highlights. There is a very light one that is almost white, but there is still a tint of green, a lighter green, and then a darker green. So with whatever you are doing for your glass painting, you always want to start with the lighter highlight and then slowly layer on the darker colors. So next, after adding on that light greenish mint color, I'll be adding on the next darkest color, which is the light green. And then I will be following the outline I did, because on your outline you will want to make sure you have those highlights traced out. Now, depending on the paint you have, you may need to do a few more coats than just one. So for example, I had to do around 2 to 3 coats just so it was a very solid color. 1 coat still works, but I just liked that color to be a bit more vibrant and stronger. And then now you can see here I'm adding in that final layer of the dark green to create the illusion of a 3D effect within these capes. So you can continue doing this for all parts of your painting, like the clothing, the hair, the face, or with whatever you're doing. Maybe you're doing mushrooms like I did in my first one. You are going to keep adding these shadows and such and come up with something like this. Now I will just be taking a needle and scratching off any extra paint if I went out of the lines, and off camera I will be touching it up with my black paint pen in case I scratched off any of it with the needle. If you have a better way of doing this, by all means, go ahead and do it. And that's it. This is super fun, it's super therapeutic. I honestly love doing these. They are so much fun. If you do make this or use this tutorial to make your own glass painting, I would love it if you told me in the comments or tagged me on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to have fun crafting.